everybody, this is Julie with ReadyToStampIt.blogspot.com, and I got a fun package today from Silvia, and in it were these creative tags, and so I thought it would be kind of fun to do I kind of want to do some distressing inks, and then I also want to do a little bit of embossing, so I thought I would go ahead with this stamp here that I got from Michael's a while back, and I haven't used it yet. So I'm just going to ink it up with some embossing ink here. And I'm going to put it onto here. And what kind of inspired me was that I saw Natalie do hers, and I really liked it. I really liked how she did it. It looked really antique looking. So, and I just love the way she distressed it, so I kind of wanted to try it because I think it turned out really pretty. So here's the image stamped onto here. Isn't that just gorgeous? I don't know if you can really see it, but it is really pretty. So let me do that and put on some embossing powder onto here. So let me add the embossing powder. This is just clear embossing powder that I got actually a while ago. This is from Stampin' Up, so that just tells you how long this stuff lasts. And I'm not normally a messy stamper. I don't like doing lots of steps and things like that. And this is the embossing gun. And just so that you know, you cannot use a hairdryer on this. Let me see if I can move this camera over a little bit so you guys can see it. There we go. You cannot use a hairdryer on this. That is not the condensed heat that you need to turn this and melt this embossing powder. So there we go. I'm watching all this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm watching the chemical change in here. Okay, really quick. I realized I should have given you guys the name of this here. And this is called Rubber Stamped from Whittier, California. It's from a designer, Susan Nickel. And the name of this image is Woman in Repose. So I just wanted to give that to you in case you were interested in getting that. And that was at Michael's, and that was fairly recently. So anyway, what I've done here for the background is actually taken this stamp. And this stamp, you can see my doggy got a hold of it. This was a while ago. I've had this stamp forever. It's called Put a Wrinkle in It. And I haven't used it in so long. And let me tell you, I took this thing out, and look at this. Yeah, it came off. So what I just did, I just inked it up with this distressing ink here, and then put it in there, and then just did it around, and it worked just fine. So, which got me thinking, you know, I used to do different backgrounds, so I'm going to kind of show this to you really quick, so that I won't bore you too much, but I do want to show you this. If you guys don't have a background stamp, you know, I used to do a lot of demonstrations, and I just want to show you this, because you can use bubble wrap, and you can also wrap up the saran wrap, because that looks a lot like what this looks like, or a brown paper bag. So if you don't have a background stamp, no worries. Look at this. So here I am creating a background here with just simple little bit of saran wrap. So I don't ever want you guys to feel left out, like, well, I can't do that because I don't have that. And I just want to give you some other options. So I think this is really cute for a background. Let me show you one other idea since I got you here. I'm just going to tear this bag. This is a brown paper bag. Tear this. So you can look at papers that have any kind of design in it. And you know what? You can make your own. So here we go. This is the image that I like here. It's very random and abstract. And then you'll just stamp it onto here. Look at this, you guys. Here I am making another background. You can do a couple here and make this go really quickly. But anyway, so there we go. So there's another background, and there's another background. I just wanted to give you an idea. If you didn't have a background stamp, no worries, because you can easily make one just with things that you have lying around your house. So let's get back focusing on our card here. So here's this, and I do like this tag, and I think I kind of want it upward, but I do want to add some things to the background here. I've got this really cute stamp here that's a key, and this was from the box that I got from Steve from Hampton Art Stamps, and I love it. I think it is so cute. So this is called, it's a design from Jill Meyer, and it's called Keyhole. So I'm going to stamp a couple of these on the background with some of my, I think I use my Stays On this just to get a nice deep dark image, because that's what I'm hoping for on this. So I'm just going to stamp this a couple times. Ooh, that's really inky. Very inked up. See that? So I'll just stamp a couple, maybe one here. I'll have that one there. One coming off the page here. And a little over here. Just for a little bit of a background, I thought that would be kind of neat. Now, I'm going to kind of place this and just see where I want this to go. And I also have one more stamp that I got in that box from Hampton Art Stamps called Create. And I love this stamp. I love when it has a definition to it. I think those are so cool, and I thought that would be neat with this card. So let's add that, and now I know not to push too hard because it'll get really juicy. So I don't need it that juicy. So anyway, I should tell you too, this is just called Create, and it's from the Hampton Art Stamps from Diffusion Diana Kovacs. The Moon Rose is what it says. So let me just stamp this just a few times, and I think I'll have it going over this lettering too. I had to stop that for a quick second because I'm still not 100%, and I started having a little coughing attack, and you guys didn't need to hear that. So let me stamp this one here, and I kind of want to do it a little crooked, and maybe this one coming up. Okay, so here I have a couple sprays of the Tim Holtz Walnut Inks, and this one's called Java. And Karen was nice enough to email, or not email me, but send me a message saying when I'm using this, I should be using a felt one when I'm blending it, but I don't have a felt one, so I'm just going to do this because this is all I have, and this is what came with the kit. So I need to get some felt so that I can do it the right way. But for right now, I'm going to do what I can with what I have. So let's just get started here. I'm going to kind of smear this around on the paper a bit. And I'm going to get my little image here, my little tag from Silvia. We're just going to kind of blend this in. So I'm going to put this here because I'm going to need to work it around like so, around the edges, and get this a little worn and torn looking around these edges here. And I like it because you can go right over the top of it because I embossed it. So you can go right over the top of the image itself, and then we can wipe that off with a rag, which is kind of cool because then you can color the image itself too. So let's do that and get a little bit in here. I kind of like the looks of this, and I like this. This is almost looking like a little peachy pinky on the image itself, which I think is really cool because I want to incorporate that color in. We're going to add some other accents to this, so just keep going around with this one. Okay, so I've got this all wiped off here. Isn't that so cool? It looks like a really negative effect. I'm just really pleased with how this turned out. So the next thing I want to do, I also got these blush rub-ons. I got these a while ago from Silvia, and I haven't had a chance to use them. Love them, and they're gorgeous. And I actually think they would be really nice with this card. So what I'm going to do is peel this off. It's neat. They're kind of tacky. I haven't used these before, so it's neat to, and I don't mean tacky, I mean tacky to the feel tacky. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, this little wooden popsicle stick here. So I'll just rub this on. Okay, so one more thing. What I've decided to do, it's easier to cut those off and then to place them on here, and that's probably what it said to do. Okay, so what I've done is taken a couple of these also that Silvia had sent to me. It's this pink flower and this pretty flower that's got some, a gemmed flower here. And then add this. I did trim a little bit off of the bottom of this tag so that it can help the word smiles show through a little bit more. Okay, so now we're going to put the ribbon through. This is the organza ribbon, and then I have this skinny little brown ribbon that goes on top. I just did both because I thought it would be pretty to have two ribbons show through on this. So I'm just going to try to hold this together as best as possible and then push it through here. I love the way that looks. I like it a lot. Anyway, that's the finished card. I think it turned out so cool.